Now I know that we live in a positionless league, but I am not gonna confide to that. I will not. I'm not gonna confide to that. I've already come to the conclusion that all right, Stockton is gone, Magic is gone, all of those guys are gone. The point guard position has changed.
Yeah.
And I've already come to that conclusion, and I'm cool with that, H. But what you're not going to do is you're not going to make me get rid of it. No, I'm not going to do that. So I'm still going to stick to the position. I just recognize that it's changed. So I'm here today to declare my allegiance to the best players that I think are at that position. So I think Luka's the best lead guard in the game. I think that there's some really good point guards in the game, but I think Luka is the best lead guard in the game. The game has changed. Luka's ability to score, Luka's ability to distribute, his ability to get downhill. He just makes it so easy for himself to score. He just makes it look easy. And I think that he's the best lead guard in the game. At the two guard, I think Donovan Mitchell's the best two guard in the game of all the two guards. His ability to crack the long ball. He's having a career year. Defensively, I don't think we talk about him enough. He came into the league as a defender. I think his defense got overshadowed when he was playing with Rudy because of how good Rudy was. But he's having a career year. He's been fantastic. I think that if Joker wasn't doing what he was doing, we'd have more conversation about Donovan Mitchell being in the league MVP conversation, considering how beat up Cleveland was with Evan Mobley out of the lineup, with also Darius Garland out of the lineup. That defense actually picked up with him and Jared Allen, and they actually reached all the way up to the number 2 seed, which is what they still are right now, and they're giving Dallas all that they can handle. At the number 3 spot, I think Jason Tatum is the best small forward in the game. There's really not much that I haven't said about Jason Tatum that I need to say. You guys already know how I feel about him. At the power forward spot, I think Giannis is the best 4-man in the game. Giannis, a lot of people saw him working with Olajuwon, and they immediately think that if I'm working with a guy, that I'm trying to change my game to that guy's game. He wasn't trying to change his game to Olajuwon's game. He was just improving his footwork. In the process of improving his footwork, he was improving his post game, and he's done that. He knows how to open pivot now. He actually knows when he switches pivot feet, he knows how to operate with the left hand, with the right hand. He's actually gotten better in the post. So he's added that mid post to it. He's added that mid post jump shot to his game, and it actually looks good. And at the 5 spot, who I think the best player in the league is, and I think that's Joker. Joker does so much for that unit that I don't think it can even be explained how they play off of him. I'm watching him a couple of nights ago, and Joker is a willing passer more than people give him credit for. Even when he's in isolation, he's still looking for action. He's still looking for guys to cut to the basket so they could get something easier than him. And he looks like he thinks the game a lot further than a lot of other people. That's why he just looks more advanced than I do, more advanced than other people give him credit for. So I said last year that Giannis was a better offensive player than Joker, and I had to watch Joker, and then I immediately walked that back. I was like, no, he's not a better offensive player than Joker. Joker is the best offensive player in the league. No question about it. So those are the 5 guys that at the positions that I'm claiming my allegiance to today, H.
Yep. Okay, I like it. Yeah, no, I think extremely solid list. Fluent, I'm curious to know, do yours line up with Jay's, or are you going a different route?
It's not that I'm going a different route. I guess I look at it very different. The positions are so melted nowadays that it's, to say he's the best point guard, he's the best shooting guard, he's the best small forward. Basketball is so different right now. It's evolved to a different play style. Like I don't know if you know this, Jay. You pick Jason Tatum as your favorite, or as the number 1 small forward. Do you know that he's listed as a power forward this year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So technically, right, because we've had this argument about Steph.
Right.
Everybody in the world thinks he's a shooting guard. Like, not just me. I'm talking about like us, Richard Jefferson, everyone, JJ Redick, everyone that you talk to is like, well, he's a shooting guard. But he's always been listed as a point guard. So he's a point guard. LeBron James has been listed as a point guard, a shooting guard, a small forward, a power forward, and a center. He's literally been listed as every position. So that's why I struggle. Now, if I were to pick the 5 guys, your list is bang on. I think Luka is still ahead of, right? Who are the other point guards? SGA, technically, who are listed as point guards. SGA, Jalen Brunson, Steph Curry, De'Aaron Fox, Trae Young. Luka's ahead of them, so he's got it. In terms of shooting guards, in terms of who's listed as a shooting guard, I think it's like who else is? I'm looking at a list here, and shooting guard you have Donovan Mitchell,
Jalen,
Anthony Edwards, who I think is a year or two away for making that conversation, and like DeJounte Murray. Like you have to get to the 32nd highest. I just listed it by points per game to make it easy.
Right.
The 32nd highest points per game is DeJounte Murray in terms of shooting guards. There's only 3 in the top 32. So shooting guard is really something that is it's tough because all these scoring point guards, right? 20 years ago would have been shooting guards. Right?
Is it shooting guards phone or combo guards?
Well, no, I meant that's not an option, right? When you look at NBA.com, basketball reference, blah, blah, blah.
You have to put them in a bucket of
You
some
have
type.
to put them into one of those 5, which I think is grossly negligent, but that's the world we live in.
Right.
So there's not a lot of did I miss
Yeah, Booker.
Did I miss Booker? Is he listed as
He's a shooting guard for sure.
He is a shooting guard, but he plays the lead guard this year.
Yeah.
I know what he is. He's listed as a point guard. So when people, it's funny because people will flip flop their arguments, right? It's like, well, Steph's a point guard because he's listed as a point guard, and I'm like, but that's not how he plays. Now Donovan Booker, we all agree he's a shooting guard, but he's listed as a point guard. So technically this year, so it's just the shooting guard position has become. I think it might not even be a thing anymore. And we might go to what I think, which is guards and forwards. You might keep centers. I think you keep centers because it's still the center position. But I think it's guards and forwards because is Giannis a power forward or is he a shooting forward? Or is he a point because he played a lot of point forward too. So if I had to pick 5, though, let me go back to answer the question. I would go Luka, again, based on their rank, what they're listed as. I would go with the same 5. So I think you're good with those 5.